Hello students, today we shall talk about the electrical installation for power circuits. We'll work out a numerical on the motor foundation. How to do the wiring diagram for that, we shall check it. Myself Tarakeshwari, assistant professor from EEE department, will explain to you how to do the wiring to the using the surface conduit. Suppose this is a numerical, a 10 HP, 415 volts, 3 phase, 50 hertz, an induction motor is to be installed in a workshop. The plan is shown here. You'll have to find out the wiring diagram, how to draw, you should know. Estimate the quantity of the material required and also the cost. Let us assume certain assumptions is to be made when you have to carry on. You should know what is the total length and what is the total breadth. This is the plan given, and assumption is we will do. There are certain assumptions that we have to do. Let's check what are the assumptions we can do. We can assume. What are the assumptions? Assumptions are that I am going to consider that it is a surface conduit that we are going to make. We'll assume it is a surface conduit, and the next assumption is the motor and the starters. I'll write the starter as this, that it can be procured through separate contract. The motor disconnecting switches and the main switches should be supplied by the wiring contractors, and all the conduits are running on the surface, or it is exposed on the wall. Conduits are on the wall because it is the surface three-phase power circuits, that's why. The next is that the main switch, the motor switch and the starter will be at a height of 1.5 meters from the ground level, and there will be two earth wires which will be running side by side for the sake of earthing the motor, starter and switches. And the motor has should be installed at around 0.2 meters from the floor level, and the motor has a good efficiency of say around 85%. With these assumptions, we'll understand how to draw the single line diagram or the 3-line diagram. So let us assume that there's a meter board, main board, and related to the motor switch and the star delta starter. This is a star delta starter because a motor should be controlled using a starter. So how do we start? Let me consider these two are the earthing wires. That is what we have assumed, that two parallel lines will be running, two earth wires will be running side by side. So that is, from the meter board it goes to the main board, and from the main board it goes to the motor switches. So motor switch, and from the motor switch it will go to the starter. The connections will be like this. Since it is two lines which will be running together, it will run from the main board to the motor switch, and from the motor switch to the starter, and from the starter to the motor. So the motor, suppose this is the, I'll use different colors to indicate it to you. Suppose the motor is in the green color, it is below the ground level. So suppose this is the ground level and the motor is located over here about around 0.2 meters above. This is the motor. I say call this as induction motor here, and I keep switching the colors so that it will be helpful for you to identify the difference. And the earth wire is going below the ground and reaches to the motor this way, and parallelly the second length is also reaching the motor this way. So what would be the length? According to the plan, you see the plan, it is 25 meters, which counts a lot. 25 meters should be the total, within the 25 meter, the conduit length should be. So if these two are the earth wires, you know it is a three-phase wire which runs. I shall use say red color to do the wiring. It starts from here. Three phase is three wires continues to be connected from the meter board to the main board. You know, there should be a fuse also. I'll choose blue. And how are the fuses indicated? Fuse are indicated with a circle connected with cross. The fuses are indicated like this, and the earth wires will continue like this. Earth wires continues inside it, and the live wires will continue from the main board to the meter switch. All the three phases continues to be connected like this. Since the main board is to be controlled using a fuse, here also fuses could be connected, and the connections are to be done inside using the link switch, and this continues. I'll come to that point later. We chose red, so the live wire, red indicates that it is a live wire. The three-phase wire or the three cables will continue to be connected from motor switch to the starter. The fuses will be connected in turn inside. Here too the fuses are connected. The fuses are indicated with a cross mark. It should be like this. And star delta starters, I told you the black that is the earth wire continues to flow inside because there is no disconnection, or nor is it connected through a switch. It is directly connected. The main difference between that three-phase wire and the connection between star delta to the motor lies here. Since it is a star delta starter, so you'll have to choose a different number of wires over here. Since three-phase, it is 3 number of wires we've chosen, but here since it's star and delta, totally choices will be more, so totally there will be 6 wires which will be coming out. Why 6? That is because the star and delta combination should be made according to the discretion of the user. So either he could use star or delta. So totally for star it is 3 and for delta it is 3. So totally there are 6 wires which will be coming here. Totally 6 wires will be coming, connecting it to the motor. And when you're choosing the length, you should remember, as I told you, according to the plan it is 25 meters which is to be chosen. So within that 25 meters, you should be cautious when you are choosing the conduit size as well as the cable size. So minimum distance between the motor board to the main board will be around 0.5 meters. Here I shall choose it as 0.3 meters. Since the length is 25 meters given, from the meter board up to the starter to the motor switch, I can presume that it can be around 22.5 meters. 22.5 meters. And since this is a flexible conduit, and also according to the requisition it should be less than 1 meter, I can choose this to be around 0.25 meters. sorry, this is 0.25 meters, and the minimum length that is required from the starter to the motor is 1 meter. So how much will it come up to? 22.5, 23.5, and nearly we are around 24 meters. 24, and you know 0.5 meters from the walls you should be leaving a minimum of 0.5 meters from either side of the wall. So it comes up to 25 meters as according to the plan. And since this is 1 meter, according to our presumptions, we presume that the total length, that is, will place the starter at around 1.5 meters above the ground level. So this is 1.5 meters, and according to the guidelines, considerations that we have considered, below the ground level it will be 0.2 either side. Either side it is 0.2 meter, and since the motor is installed at around 0.2 meter from the floor level, here also the distance from here to here will be 0.2 meter. So this is how you can decide on the conduit length, and the total cable length can be decided once you know how to draw the single line diagram. This is 3-line representations. If you indicate single line, then when you are writing this, just a single line, you have to indicate with 3 lines. That shows that there are 3 wires or 3 cables inside, but you have indicated as a single line diagram. I hope you understood how to draw a single line diagram for a 3-phase power circuit. Thank you. We shall continue about the concepts in the next videos. Thanks for watching.